YouTube? In today's video, I have another Warzone game for you guys, but first, I want to go through all of my fully updated Warzone Season 3 settings, graphics, controller, movement, everything, because I actually have been changing a lot of my settings recently, and I get a lot of questions on my streams, on my comments, everywhere. I just get a ton of comments asking about my settings, my sensitivities, my dead zones, everything. Like I said, I want to go through setting by setting, kind of just break it down for you guys, give the reasoning, give other basics that you guys could try, and make sure you guys have comfortable settings so you guys can go on Warzone and dominate for yourself. But real quick, if you guys are new here, hit the sub button, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that bell to be notified of my daily videos. Without further ado, let's hop straight into the settings. Tab number 1 is keyboard and mouse. I personally don't play keyboard and mouse. I only play controller, as you can see my input device. So I unfortunately can't help any of those M&K players out there. If you guys want to look up another video, my fault. But the graphics can help you guys as well. So hopping straight into graphics, I got full screen borderless right now because I just went for a thumbnail, but typically I play in full screen because it does give you the best performance. It doesn't give too much of a boost over borderless, but my game does feel a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, if you want, run full screen. This is your monitor. I have a Alienware 2721D, which is a 1440p monitor. It's really popular, and I personally love playing on it. I have a 3080 GPU, a 2040 refresh rate, which is the hertz of my monitor. Like I said, I have a 1440p monitor. I have dynamic resolution disabled, which makes this non-existent, doesn't even matter. Automatic aspect ratio, VSync disabled, because every single time I have it on, it causes screen tearing for me. I just hate it. And then I customize my frame rate limit, where I think I go to like 260, 240, right above the refresh rate for my monitor, because I am rarely going to reach that frame count because of how poorly optimized Warzone is. Brightness, I got 55, and then I have 2.2 sRGB for my display gamma. It literally means sRGB is for the monitors. If you want the other one, which is the 2.4 BT 1886, that's for big boy TVs. And I've always said in every single one of these videos, if you guys haven't already, try to get yourself on a monitor. Playing on a monitor compared to a big like 70-inch TV is a world's difference. You're gonna have less delay, you're gonna be more locked in. Just overall, I highly recommend hopping on like a 24-inch or 27-inch monitor. It's gonna make a big difference. I highly recommend it, even if you're just playing casually. I have an NVIDIA highlights disabled and NVIDIA reflex low latency just enabled. I don't have enabled plus boost. I used to run with it plus boost, but I swapped it down to enabled because I did get my game optimized. And I was just kind of talking to the guy. He said overall this is gonna help your game run better and run smoother, and ever since, my game has looked and ran way better. So I highly recommend running this on enabled. Hopping straight into quality, I run 120 FOV with affected ADS field of view, which is what causes that less visual recoil. A lot of people comment saying Cronus is in, all this stuff, but really I just run 120 with affected. It's very easy to control recoil on PC with these settings, because like I said, it does take away all of your visual recoil. Camera movement, I have least, which is 50%, because you don't want unnecessary shakiness on your screen when you're playing. It's just ridiculous. I literally have no idea why you would want that. Then hopping into the details and textures, starting here is when I'm going to start running lower settings, because I want my game to perform the best, but certain settings you still need high for your game to look good. So I go low, high with the anisotropic and the particle quality, because these two settings, in my personal opinion, are what keeps my game looking really good. All the other settings you can run disabled and low, but these two should be on high. And then I have disabled, and then hopping to the post-processing effects, I have 1.0 filmic strength, 0 on film grain. I have disabled DLSS, because every single time I turn this on, which is supposed to boost your frames and make your game run better, at least that's what they were telling us, my game looks really fuzzy and gross, and it makes my game look terrible. So I highly recommend testing it for yourself, but I'm just letting you guys know, from me, it did not help me whatsoever. Anti-aliasing, I have SMAA 1X, and then I have depth of field disabled and weapon and world motion blur disabled. I have no idea why you would still have this on. We're over 2 years deep in Warzone and Modern Warfare, and it literally doesn't serve any purpose but making your game look kind of gross. It gives me a headache. It just doesn't look good, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're a TikToker going for some crazy clips, have these disabled. And then shadow and lighting, I have low, enabled, low, disabled. Like I said, I'm going to run a lot of my settings on low and disabled just for performance reasons. There is a few settings that you want to run high, like I said, to keep your game looking good, but overall, you're going to run low, you're going to run the lower settings, and my game looks fantastic. I get a lot of compliments, so go through, set those for yourself. Tell me if the game looks good for you as well. Hopping straight into interface, I have subtitles disabled. I have deuteranopia colorblind type. I never know if I'm saying that right, so I'm sorry if I butchered it. Colorblind target, I have both, and then tooltips, obviously I have disabled. And then hopping into the HUDs, this literally takes my map, my ammo, my gun, everything, gets it closer to the middle, because I have it on 0, so it's as zoomed in as far into the middle of the screen as it can get. It's not that big of a change, but I do highly recommend at least trying it, because ever since I switched to it, I have not been able to switch back. Like my eyes don't have to travel as far, which might sound like OD, but it does kind of help a little bit. So definitely try out the HUD bounds for yourself, because I run 0-0. Minimap shape, I have square because it literally gives you more of a minimap. Minimap rotation, I have enabled letters, 10 seconds. All this stuff doesn't really matter. And then you have the text chat, whatever you want to set there, that's all you. And then these boxes down here at the bottom are the 3 boxes you guys see in the top left of my screen. It just gives you like statistics of your PC and how your game's running. Some of them aren't even like fully accurate. Like the latency is usually different from the top left to your account tab. Like I'm usually on a higher ping than I really am. These 3 boxes that I run, just like I said, give you stats on your game and your PC. So I highly recommend, if you are on PC, go ahead and toss those on if you want to. But hopping straight into audio, I have Astro A40s and I run boost high. I've always been told boost high is the best. I've tested boost low and a ton of other options, and I just hear the best on boost high. My game sounds the best, so definitely try out boost high. I run 55 master with 050, 75 effects, because you do want to boost your effects over your master, because the effects is going to pick up the little audio, you know what I'm saying, like the footsteps and all that type of stuff. And then 35 enabled MW. Mono audio is another big one. I run it disabled because it takes all of your directional cues for your audio and puts it into one channel. So instead of hearing from your right to your left or above you, below you, it's just going to put it all into your headset at the same time. So you have no informational audio. It kind of chalks you. So I have no idea why you would want that. So definitely run that disabled. And then again, all this stuff is just preference, voice chat, everything. Doesn't even matter. Set it to whatever you want. Hopping into some important settings, controller settings. Obviously, I play controller with the default button layout. I do play on a Scuff Impact, which does have 4 paddles. I kind of go back and forth from playing on the 4 paddles and claw. Like I kind of play hybrid. But I run default button layout with a default stick layout. I have disabled invert vertical look. I know a few players that have that. I have no idea how or why. And then hopping into some of the other settings that I've recently changed from my other settings videos. On my left stick minimum input dead zone, I have 0.03. I used to have 0.10, which was a little high. I changed to 0.03. I just feel way more sensitive and smooth with my movement. Like obviously the left stick is your movement. I've been gliding ever since, so I changed that down to 0.03. I swapped my right stick from 0.10 down to 0.07 also. I just feel like I have more control on my tracking and my recoil control overall. So swapping those two have helped me out a ton. And then for my maximum input, I have 0.99, 0.99. My sensitivities are still the same. I run 9.9 for my horizontal and vertical. I feel really smooth and just clean with that on my movement and everything. My aim feels snappy on it. I've always ran 9.9 even since console, like since the beginning of Warzone. So I highly recommend finding a sensitivity that you're comfortable with movement wise, aim wise, everything. And then coming down here and going to the custom sensitivity per zoom. And I run 0.80 all the way from low zoom all the way to 6x. So I feel really good with my 99.8. I've just been really smooth and snappy with it, like I said. So definitely go through, find a movement type sensitivity, and then lock it in with your zoom sensitivity where you could really track and like have perfect accuracy across the map on Rebirth and Caldera. But like I said, I run 9.9 with 0.8. My aim response curve type is dynamic. It's the best curve type in the game. There's literally no conversation about it. Instead of a build up from standard, so standard is point A to point B, there's a build up. Linear, there's no build up, and dynamic is like a mixture of both. So it's a build up but a little bit faster, so it's closer to linear, but it's just fantastic. I highly recommend hopping on dynamic if you guys haven't already. Disabled controller vibration, all preference. I have standard aim assist because I think it's the best aim assist. The other ones don't really help at all. The other setting that I actually recently changed next to my dead zones and everything is scale aim assist with FOV. I've been running disabled since I got on PC. Like I was always on disabled, but I recently made the switch over to enabled. And once I get warmed up and my shots feeling good, my tracking with enabled is immaculate. If you have good snappy aim and good tracking, enabled is 100% the better option over disabled. But if you guys still want that stickier aim assist where you can really like snap around the targets and it kind of like does a little bit of aiming for you, disabled might be the better option. But like I said, if you have good tracking, decent aim, and you can get on target, enabled's going to help you stay on target type vibe. So I highly recommend at least giving it a try. I felt amazing with it. Shared input, this doesn't even matter. This doesn't really matter. I have hold, and then contextual tap for my use/reload behavior, which is a huge Warzone setting that I've been talking about since I started doing these settings videos. It lets you tap to interact, tap to reload, tap to loot, everything. It makes you just quicker on the map situationally. In every different spot, it's going to make you faster on the map. You know what I'm saying? It's huge for Warzone. I don't even need to keep explaining it. Just definitely 1000% toss on contextual tap. And then I have enabled and apply one for my armor plates, which is very different from a lot of people. I see a lot of people running apply all. I've always run apply one. I think it gives me more control over my fights. And a lot of people call me weird for it, but I just feel really smooth with it. I have tap to slide mixed with ATS or automatic tactical sprint, which I actually swapped to a few months ago. I wasn't always on it, and ever since I swapped to it, my movement's gotten like 62% better. Like trust me, I feel so smooth and fast on the map with this and my lower left stick dead zone. Like I'm really just cooking on the map, gliding, skiing on team. games. You know what I'm saying? You guys have seen the clips. I go crazy with this. So definitely, if you're on controller, swap to tap to slide and automatic tactical sprint. Get used to it. It's gonna benefit you. Then you don't even need these two settings because you're on ATS. Recenter I've enabled, and then that's it, whatever you want. Obviously, the account tab is all separate. But overall, those are all my updated season 3 settings. I'm telling you guys, I've been feeling amazing with all the updates I've made to it. And I definitely wanted to showcase it to you guys so you guys could have the best looking game and your best performance on the map if you're a controller player and all that stuff. So definitely go through, give them all a try as a basis, tweak it for yourself to where you're comfortable, and let me know down in the comments below if it helps you at all. And if it does, hit the big red subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? I also got a banger gameplay on Rebirth Island with the Arma SMG. So without further ado, I'll straight into the gameplay.
Stupid kick on the boat, bro. I'm gonna lose my mind.
Is that from the boat?
Get off the boat.
Found him. Another one over there.
I'm flying down on him, dude. I got killed on there one time. I'm gonna grab my stuff and go.
Down another one on there. Go ahead and stun me, bro.
Off the boat, please get off the boat.
Oh my god. Dude, I can't. Oh my god, I can't hit a knife.
Oh my gosh.
I should have turned my head right there. Oh, I turned my head to look at the other guy. I've done a lot of damage for only 3 kills.
How am I alive?
Enemy UAV active.
He's one. Oh, it's not Jolson with me.
Reinforcements are on the way.
Oh, my stuff's gonna be gone.
Fire sale is active. Buy station costs are adjusted. Enemy dropping into JO. UAV is out of fuel. Returning for resupply.
Oh my.
Dude.
Out of fuel. Returning for resupply.
Forget this.
UAV beginning flyover.
Moving to the safe zone.
Coming up.
Here we go, yep.
He goes left.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Okay.
Allied cluster strike.
Where are you from? Oh my goodness.
Stay up, then.
One of your allies is back in the game.
sniped.
Oh my gosh, dude.
More in the building.
Good work, Jerry. Good work, Jerry.
Let's go. Good work, Jared. Bear staying alive, man.